Here's my IS 350 engine bay. We're gonna do the spark plug change using OEM Denso's spark plugs. Here you go, engine technology. So I took the engine cover off, disconnected for safety the negative terminal to the battery. Then there's a bolt here, there's one here, a screw, and then there's also one over here which I already took off. But before all of that, you're gonna have to remove your coder intake. So here it is, the first opening, one bolt off, unplugged the connector there, and then there's another screw I took off here because it was blocking me to getting to this bolt here. So now I can lift it, and then I already disconnected the connector. I'm gonna take off the ignition coils and get to the next step here and taking out the spark plugs. Here it is. I got all of them off, and I had to run to the store to get a different wrench, 3/8, just a bigger one. And here they are. So it looks like they're burning unevenly, so probably gonna need a new ignition coil for this one, but it doesn't look too bad. But new spark plugs are always good to have. So the tool that I have is pretty handy, magnetic. So here's the new spark plugs. They're gonna go in, then you turn them clockwise. You're gonna just hand tight them. Don't use a drill or anything. You don't want to strip it from the inside. And then torque it to the correct specs and go from there. I think the other side's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Some other wires are in the way, but this side was fairly easy. So I got this side off. It's very, very difficult, honestly. So the first thing, there's a clip here. You can squeeze it with pliers and pull it back, and then it'll pop out. And then over here, I actually had to cut this one. There's no way to access it behind there to get the clip. And then this one, I did the same thing, squeeze it over here with the pliers and then pull it back. So that's out. It'll give you room. There's a screw that goes right there. Let me focus. So right there. And then I got that out. Now it gets more and more difficult. So in there, you can see there's very little room. This one was probably, took me a while, but I got it out. If you got small hands, you can do it. If you got big hands, it's going to be difficult. This one's the most difficult one, because the screw is right under here, and if you have a socket wrench, it's not going to fit. You're going to need the actual tool, the actual wrench to get underneath there. But yeah, this one took me quite some time, and you got to have a lot of patience. You can do it. It's gonna save you $500-600 at the dealership. Lexus charges $220 per hour, I mean. But yeah, do it yourself. Save you several hundred, $500-600, and it's good to learn. There it is, all 6 spark plugs that are off. They're pretty dirty. Definitely needed a change. It's fairly simple job to do. Do it yourself. Get the tools, put in the work. It's a great habit, great skill set to have. So I finished up with the spark plugs. I started my car. And with the Lexus, it's going to shut off right away. It's going to reboot itself, Then when you turn it back on, it's completely fine. The first thing I noticed when I did start it up, it was super quiet. So that means that I am getting the right combustion now and better mileage with the gas and everything. So I'm happy. I did it. It's done and over with. And now I'm going to be doing the next vehicle, the Audi.